What is going on, Witchers? Welcome to the School of the Bear. This is part 4 of the Blood and Wine DLC playthrough. Last off, we enhanced Geralt's witchering mutagen capabilities. What the? Oh, yeah. Okay, so just so everyone's aware, I have not played this in a long while, so it's going to take me a minute to kind of get back into the groove of things, so sorry about that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But here we go. Okay, so basically after we do that whole mutagen enhancement thing, we're just going to go right over here where the graveyard is. This is where Regis is. He is our higher vampire friend that we have, luckily. I mean, I don't know if Geralt would be able to actually survive this DLC if he didn't have a higher vampire as a friend. So, but we're going to head over here to the graveyard and meet up with him. And we're gonna basically go and do the main quests. And yeah, this is part of the main quest. Some of you more experienced Witchers might have noticed, but for everybody who isn't aware, like, you'll notice how much easier it was for me to take care of that monster there because of all the upgraded gear and things like that. Which is why, like I said before you do anything, I mean, I would advise you to upgrade your gear and your mutagen Witcher capabilities. It just makes life a lot easier and just less frustrating, especially on a higher level. I'm doing the second highest level you can go on this, not doing Death March, but
time to end this.
yeah, sorry, I'm just a sucker for looting things. I just love finding crap. I don't know about you guys, but the Kikimoras, like, I never really in the game, or not, I'm sorry, not the game, but in the TV show, the Netflix TV show series, I never really thought that the Kikimoras were bugs from the Netflix show. They just didn't really look like bugs. I really don't know how to describe it. They just did not scream bug to me.
Decaying bones. Kikimors must have tunneled into the grave.
Yeah. Also, there is it basically encrypts and such, especially in this particular area of the whole game, Tucson. There is a lot, and I mean, I'm a lot of loot. There's a lot of swords, armor, jewelry, things of that sort. So, just a lot of things that you could find for crafting materials, and also even selling stuff. Because, like I said, this is a world that you're gonna need a lot of
Shaking
money to
again.
do things in.
Nothing comes readily to mind. Could have left the door unlatched. What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in. True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help. I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Deadlove wants.
You know, honestly, after playing through this multiple times, I really get the sense that Regis is not like he claims you're friends, but I personally think that for Regis, you're more of like a pet that he just really likes. And he's kind of like a good owner where he's not going to abuse you and be mean to you and things like that. I don't know. I just don't believe he's. The friend thing is not very convincing. He treats you more like a pet.
Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. And with the ring seemed the odd one out. But Brooks had taken an interest in it. It's Deadlove's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly. The hand. What do you plan to do with it? You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention. Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked. He did prove it. Just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced. How's it work? We need any special equipment? We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life. Any chance we might see what Deadloff was doing just before he lost his hand? Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Deadloff's hideout. Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation. It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans of the elder races, respect. Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food. Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed. Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy. You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions. I've got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out. Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Also, just real quick, I'm going to be doing some basic dialogue here. You can choose certain dialogues where you can have conversations with Regis. But I'm gonna, for time's sake, because I do have things I got to do today. But I'm just gonna do pretty quick and easy dialogue, and gonna be doing some things that I wouldn't actually normally do. Gonna be making different choices just to see what happens, and also just to mix it up a little bit.
You mentioned him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend, it will take them some time nonetheless. So, perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake. Not really in the mood for your concoctions, especially given how they make you say things you'd rather keep to yourself. Remember that aspect very well. Geralt of Rivia, do I detect a guilty conscience? Word is, only those ashamed of the truth seek to conceal it. Not about to fall.
See, if you choose a drink with Regis, you can have like a longer dialogue with him. You can kind of talk to him about certain things. So, yeah.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during a trial of the grasses? As far as I know, none. Now what you got for me? You were right. No kobolds or bamoons for miles around. Knew it. Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Carroburton Woods. Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born. Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites.
Yeah, I wonder how many monsters are actually extinct, because one monster that I would love to hunt is a Manticore. And to my knowledge, I'm pretty confident you can't hunt one in The Witcher 3. It seems that in The Witcher 4, there might be a Manticore you can hunt. So that's very interesting.
Much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to something. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more. Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important. I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something. Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much. Sorry, Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts? A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related? Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the whites. Something like that. Nothing beyond that. Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries. What's your point? This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake. I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills. What exactly did they observe? The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons. Spoons? Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse. Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews. If you imagine the white, we'll simply sell you some. Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well. For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed. So, see you later. Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes. Tomes? Thought you were going to make this decoction. Would require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative. All right. Good luck. And to you, my friend.
Okay, so didn't record me walking through the woods because didn't think that that would be fun for you guys to watch me doing that. But we're gonna read in the books about the spotted white. It is in the necrophage category. So necrophage oil, igni sign, and then the magical traps. Obviously, will aid you with this. So yeah.
Come on.
I will say this, guys, if you play this on a much harder level, just make sure that you utilize certain bombs and concoctions for when you're fighting multiple enemies, because I've found that even bosses are much easier to fight and defeat than when you're facing multiple enemies. Just a little food for thought. Hopefully, it helps you guys out. If you're fighting more than 5 enemies, best thing that I would advise you guys to use would be the Northern Wind Bomb, which will freeze them, and then you can go and really just go to town on them and hit them and weaken them so that you're able to, survive the encounter. And also take the Blizzard Potion, which will aid you in sort of being faster than them. You'll be able to outmaneuver them much better, and like I said, position yourself better for better, stronger attacks.
Strange. I sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. Blood pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon.
That key actually takes you to far away on the map. There's a little bandit outpost that opens up a chest there. Pretty good little place to go to and find things, but I'm not going to do that today.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It makes sense. scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface.
You know, just on a separate note, it makes a lot of sense to make the Witcher's senses and emotions kind of to make it so that they're suppressed, because once you see this spotted white, which we're going to see here shortly, I mean, any normal human being that would see that just randomly in the woods or wherever, any normal human being seeing that would literally just piss themselves. I mean, the thing is ugly. The monsters are just hideous, and it makes so much sense that, you know, that the Witcher mutations would just suppress their emotions and their fear and things of that sort. It's just, ugh, oh my gosh.
The girl realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Does seem like a white's lair. A bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. The one I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here. Definitely afflicted by a curse. It's been trying desperately to lift it. It's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some glue.
So, also, like I said before, I'm going to be doing some things that I wouldn't normally do. So, you have two choices. You can either attack the spotted white, or you can lift the curse. I'm going to attack it because I kind of want to just fight it and see what happens, and you know, just go from there. See how hideous this thing is? I mean, seriously, you're walking in the woods or wherever these things are, you know, said to exist. You walking down the woods and you see that thing. I mean, come on. You're telling me you wouldn't piss yourself? Like, I mean, that would be freaky to me, you know.
Damn it. Gotta catch it. Seems I'll have to kill the white in its own junk heap. Time to end this.
Forgot to put necrophage oil on my blade. Believe me, guys, when you're fighting any monster, you know, putting oil of the particular monster you're fighting makes the battle a lot easier. And like I said before, also utilizing your potions and your bombs just makes everything a lot easier and makes you more effective as a hunter. my gosh, I completely missed with that power attack. There's a ton of spoons if you could swim in them. Okay, so if you decide to save the spotted white from the curse, what you'll end up doing is you'll have dinner with it, and you'll lift the curse. You'll have some dialogue with it, and then from there, the curse will be lifted, and it'll be a woman who was cursed, and then you will end up having her as your cook at your estate. Sorry, I'm just looking around to see like if there's anything to open, because she had a key on her, and I'm just kind of curious to know like what that opens up. If I don't find anything right away, I won't dwell on it too long, but just gonna look around for just a minute. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. This actually, maybe this opens the door over here that was locked. Nope, still locked. Okay, not gonna dwell on it. All right, we're gonna go to the fast travel. Oh, that's not it. But we're gonna go to the fast travel area, and we're gonna go back to Regis, and then we're gonna continue on to the main quest. I'm not gonna waste too much time fighting them guys. Oh my gosh, where is the fast travel? I thought it should have been... it should be at the bottom of the pathway. Or the estate's pathway. Where? I just have to wander around for a minute. Okay, that's definitely not it, but you know, we found one regardless, and now we can just zip on over to Regis and we can get that brew going.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth.
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. Raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
See what I'm saying? Pet. He's treating you like a pet.
But they can be so useful.
I could be wrong about
As they were now,
that. It just
but I
seems
really
that
need
way.
to be sure I could arrive in time should things go south.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance. Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell.
Yeah, because why would anything just be so easy to just make? Everything has to
make
be
a long story
complicated.
short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. That stands to be very, very dangerous.
Alright, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mutna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Tesha Mutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed
Okay, so
such
I actually
taste of lust.
just remembered. So this place that we're going, you can actually find a really, really interesting armor set. So we're gonna go through there, and I'll show you where you can find those.
Witches in tracking us down,
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
but they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy a mosquito buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesha Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
That was me sneezing in the background.
The last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage.
Well, these higher vampires are
You must remain
somewhat human. They can be addicts. Interesting.
As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Wow, that's so nice. You know, they could have just put a wine cellar down there, but they had to make it into that.
Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now,
Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know, I mean, just to give you a little bit of a background here, Geralt is about a century old. They don't really go into detail about it, but it's roughly estimated that he's about 100 years old. So.
yes. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire blood.
Tricky mechanisms. A vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Too sad.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land unknown. This was the first place we saw.
Human husbandry and care.
Okay, so the first few items should be there. Okay, there's the sword, the chest armor, and the trousers. There's a scroll that you can read. And then the other items should be down here in a couple of the boxes.
Great many bees have breathed their last here.
Cliffs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction.
All right, and here's two more of the items. You got the boots and the little face mask thing that you can wear if you want.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
And this was this cliff, which tried to this.
They ventured beyond the sea.
And this one, which tribe's this?
Shadow. My tribe, and Deadlouse.
The gauntlets should be right there. And I believe that should be all of it. Let's go ahead and just put all of it on, and I'll show you guys everything. Oh, the silver sword. I don't know if that's here or not. I don't know if they have a silver sword for this, but if you know, comment down below and let us know where the silver sword actually is for this special armor set. Okay, so there you go. This is an armor set that you can find. It looks a little bit like Nilfgaard looking, in my opinion. Mostly just because it's kind of like just jet black. But yeah, just a little something for you guys that you can find through this. And there is another one. It's red. But we're going to find that later on in another video. So just stay tuned for that, and I'll try to remember to point that out. Alley-oop.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors...
Okay, I'm going to show you guys a little something on this particular fight scene. Okay, there's going to be a lot of enemies, and the enemies are all monsters. So, yeah, just going to show you guys exactly a good way of combating them in a smart way.
They treated them like livestock, live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances, as that will spread most effectively then. Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
But I think how these tunnels got here sent shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Three done, one left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. So this is what I'm going to, the combination that I'm going to use for this particular fight, because there's going to be a lot of monsters. So we're going to have, I'm going to put vampire oil on my blade. There's going to be some necrophages, but, you know, the vampires are a little bit more dangerous in my opinion. And the next one is one of the best bombs in my opinion in the game. It's called Northern Wind. Right there it is. So we're going to utilize that, and what that just does is it freezes the enemies all around there. If you don't recall, the I guess the trailer for this, one of the trailers for this particular game, Letho uses it when he assassinates that one king on the ship. So pretty cool little bomb.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I should be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do.
Boy, Regis needs to just chill out, take a chill. My goodness, he's getting all antsy.
Started spinning.
And the blood.
Someone who's never had experience of bloodlust does not know the true meaning.
I guess it's a good thing that all these, you know, ancient ruins, all the mechanics and all the stuff that they built, you know, however long ago still works.
Maybe you need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what did you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm me down. Somehow.
You won't be able to.
Smell the blood.
I shall overcome.
Good. 'Cause I can hear more coming.
The best way to utilize the Northern Wind is to bunch your enemies together so that they all freeze. And now, see, they can't move. You can go through and just hack at a bunch of them. Makes it really easy to combat people and monsters. And I didn't really do it here, but another way to aid in this particular bomb is to drink your blizzard potion. and that will help you move much quicker, and it'll cause your enemies to slow. Holy crap! About died. Getting a little too confident there.
Hold on, I'll let you out.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because the higher vampires truly are they're just so different. I mean, Regis being in the state that he is right here, he basically scared off all those other monsters, the necrophages and the vampires. It's just crazy, just the level and the difference in the kind of monster he is.
Need to hang on a little longer. Blood will dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother me.
Well, Regis is pissed.
Get you out of here.
Concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise.
Sorry about that beeping. Me and my boy were making lunch, and yeah,
Relax.
the air fryer was done cooking.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Well, that was rude.
Jump the queue, sir.
Oh, I would have been pissed off too.
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the step. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Declan? And then Mother insisted we buy in a mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates. Forgive me. What?
yeah, for all of you who aren't aware, like, this just truly gives a very, very good, ouch, look at how emotional and the guilt that he has, Detloff has, for, you know, killing these people. It's really interesting and definitely not, I guess, normal for how we think vampires should be, from what we normally face up against.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detloff had made friends with him. Still killed him. Chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detloff I know. See anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Detloff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Detloff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up on this video. And if there's anything in particular that I missed that you guys want to share in the comment section, would be much appreciated. And I guarantee you that other people will appreciate it as well who are playing this game. But thanks again. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'm going to Wyoming here in a few days for a little family vacation. So real excited about that. Won't be a video for a little while. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So thanks again. Subscribe and see you guys next time.